Shalom, shalom. This is a part two of military conscription in the UK is now in effect. So it says, and it's just giving you a little history about conscription and how it took place in the UK. All right. So it says, although it's unlikely that conscription will be enforced in the UK, it is possible that women could get drafted too. Look at you, Miss Independent. She got her own thing. Right now, they're looking to draft women. So all y'all, feminists, the hell with the men. You know, men are no good, men are evil. I can get my everything on my own. Y'all women gonna be drafted. This is heavy talks that it's a possibility that women is gonna have to join the armed forces. Ain't that something? This is insane. All right, but this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to be like men. Y'all wanted to fight in wars and die for your country like men. So you're gonna have to prove it now. Currently, only 3 countries conscript women and men on the same formal conditions: Norway, Sweden, and the Netherlands. So these countries already have conscription for women, same as men. It says, in World War II, single women aged 20 to 30 years old who did not have young children were called up to help on the home front as mechanics, engineers, air raid wardens, bus drivers, farmers, and more. There were over 640,000 women in the armed forces, including Women's Royal Naval Service and Women's Auxiliary Air Force and the Auxiliary Territorial Services, plus many more who flew unarmed aircraft, drove ambulances, served as nurses, and worked behind enemy lines in European resistance and the Special Operations Executive. Despite many showing interest in serving on the battlefield, British women were not permitted to fight on the front lines. However, attitudes towards sexism and how society views gender has changed drastically in the decades following the end of the war. How did it change? Because back then there wasn't a such thing as feminism. Feminism didn't come about until the 1970s by what's his name? Aaron Rodgers said it about the banker. That came about feminism, but it pretty much changed the mentality of women to where women feel like they're better than men. They could do everything men could do. So now men would never argue against sending women to war. Actually, men would be for it and say put them MFers on the front line to have women slaughtered. But this is what y'all wanted. So it says, since 2018, they have been able to serve in all combat roles alongside male counterparts. This means that if conscription ever becomes necessary, women will likely be drafted at the same rate as men. See, this is what I can't go in the kitchen no more. Them days of kitchen duties is over with. Y'all don't wanna wash a man's drawers. Y'all don't wanna clean up after men. Y'all feel like that's slavery. So now, y'all gonna have to face conscription. Drive, baby. Yeah, run a 5.0. Run them 2-mile laps. All right? Do them push-ups. All right? Do them burpees. Get ready for war, baby. Carry the armor on your back, along with your food supply, and put that helmet on and that bulletproof vest. We're in a time of war. So it says, which countries mandate compulsory military service? While the UK has left its conscription days behind, there are still a large number of nations that make it mandatory for its citizens to serve their country. Some European nations that still draft their natives include Greece, Finland, Cyprus, Sweden, and Switzerland. Other prominent nations with conscriptions are Russia In Russia, all male citizens between age 18 and 27 to complete 12 months of military service. Jump down. It says Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine, we already know that. Israel, citizens over 18 years old who are Jewish, meaning both men and women have to serve their nation. Men are expected to serve for at least 2 years and a half, while women have to complete a minimum of 2 years. China got a mandatory military service, has not been implemented since 1949. All 18-year-old males have to register themselves with the government authorities, but registering does not mean they have to join the army. So here it is, man. Conscription in Britain. And there was a little more to
any
this.
conflict.
This is on a brother's page, which is beautiful. You know, he puts out a lot of formal information. Says British citizens should be trained and equipped to fight in a potential war with Russia. Military chief says. General Sir Patrick Sanders has warned members of the British public that they may have to be called up to fight in the event of a war because the military is too small, all right? So it says General Sir Patrick Sanders, it says British citizens should be trained and equipped to fight in a potential war with Russia as Moscow plans on defeating our system and way of life. The head of British Army has said. General Sir Patrick Sanders, the outgoing chief of the General Staff, CGS, said increasing army numbers in preparation for a potential conflict would need to be a whole nation undertaking. The comments, first reported by the Daily Telegraph, are being read as a warning that British men and women should be ready for a call-up to the armed forces if NATO goes to war with Vladimir Putin. Come on, man. So me and them times, baby. Me and them times. Second Ezra 16:33. The virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Let's get 34. Why are they gonna mourn? Verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is terrible, man. The Heavenly Father, the God of terror. He's a terrible God to the kings of the earth. He's terrible. And he's been very quiet. He's been very quiet concerning his power and his terror, his treachery and terribleness to the nations. The Heavenly Father is terrible. And y'all about to see his wrath once and for all. Y'all about to feel the wrath and the anger of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. All right? He's done playing. So your husbands, your sons, your uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, aunts, and mothers, all of them are going to die in war. You know what I mean? That was back then, but now, as we read, man, women are getting conscripted too. They getting signed up for the draft. You ain't got no choice, baby. You gotta go. 2 Ezra 15:49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. This is the God that we're talking about, man. You know, you Bible dumping people forget that Heavenly Father was a terror before he was a peacemaker. They call him Alishaya, the king of terror. Look what he did to the ancient Egyptians for what they did to the Israelites. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Yes, you are the Israelites. That's something they want to admit publicly because they know that if we turn to the Lord, there will be swift destruction immediately. All right? You see what I'm saying? If we were to know the name of the Lord and come to the Lord, there'd be destruction overnight in the kingdom of heaven. So they don't want y'all to know that y'all are the children of Israel. All right? Y'all are the sons and daughters of Zion. This is the reason why this is happening. All right? Joel 3:11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. And then Jehoshaphat is in Jerusalem, the land of the Lord. This is where the Lord is going to come down with that hammer. And you can see it taking place right now because Israel is going against international law by bombing Palestinian citizens, bombing hospitals. And it's causing all nations to come up against Israel, therefore bringing America into a conflict they really don't want to be a part of. This is the Valley of Jehoshaphat. This is what the Bible speaks of when it says this is where judgment is going to take place. All right? You know what I'm saying? Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fast overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitude in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near, and the valley of decision. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is getting ready to come down with great wrath against the people of the earth, man. Again, British citizens should be trained and equipped to fight in a potential war with Russia, military chief says. Says General Sir Patrick Sanders has warned members of the British public that they might have to be called up to fight in the event of a war because the military is too small. We are in a time of war, man. So wake up the mighty man. But you know what? Fret not, Israel. You know why? Verse 16, Joel 3:16. The Lord shall roar out of Zion and shall utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. Call out Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the great God, the terrible God, God of peace to the nation of Israel, God of mercy to the fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? The children. All right? So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem B'Chakadash, the Mohan LZGMS Ruvel, which all the prophets reincarnated. All right? Salutations and peace to you, beloved brothers, that are risking freedom in your life to push this word, truth, and sincerity, not fearing the judgment of men. And to you sisters, peace and blessings to you too. Stay with your husbands. Do what's right to them. All right? That you may be beloved by the Heavenly Father. With that, shalom.